sit up because I don't know what happened to my stand. My shit been knocking down everything. Okay, with that being said, reflection, let's get started. We are here to talk about Hades and Persephone. Now, I know I was supposed to come live earlier, but reflection. You know, Tariq, I had to let you know I was coming, baby. I had to let you know I was coming. It didn't mean I was coming right away. It just meant I was coming. Reflection, you know, the stage might be late. I be late, but the scorpion, I have to sneak on up. I have to sneak up on you, reflection, okay? So, I am here to talk about Hades and Persephone. Now, if you go back in mythology and you just go back and you listen at the story, you know sometimes, reflection, when somebody try to tell your story or somebody try to tell a story, you know what I'm saying? It's a word of mouth type of thing. You get what I'm saying, reflection? You tell somebody something, then by the time it get back to who it needs to get back to the story, it ain't even the same, reflection. It's not even the same. I didn't even say that. Who told you that was my name, baby? Okay, so anyway, with that being said, reflection, we are here to talk about Hades and Persephone, okay? And if you don't know who Hades is the god of the underworld. Hades is the god of illusions. Hades is the god of judgment sometimes. Not really, that's kind of my job. But Hades is the god of judges, okay? So he's definitely right up there. If you look at a map of the underworld, you would definitely see right beside Hades' palace is the judges, okay? So where you will be judged at, okay? Remember, everyone has to go through the underworld, mortals and immortals, okay? So even the gods. So with that being said, reflection, who is Persephone? Persephone, who they call her now, which wasn't her original name, okay? Persephone, though, is the goddess of spring. That's how you even get your seasons, okay? That's how you get your seasons, reflection. So that's kind of what this video is about. I'm kind of throw them together, okay? So this video is really about why it's not always good to stay in the darkness, even though you're comfortable with being in the dark. You know, you get what I'm saying? Got you a little chill. You get what I'm saying? Give me my cup, baby. Put me 3 cubes of ice. But if you got enough, put me 6, baby. Put me 6 in there, baby. Because I don't mind going down to my root chakra. I don't mind going down to the bottom. And I ain't talking about where the girls get naked. I don't mind chilling there sometime. Reflection, okay? But it's never good to stay there too long. That goes back to the story of Hades and Persephone, okay? Because a lot of people are trying to tell the story, but I think they got I'm so sure they have this story incorrect. So with that being said, reflection, if you go back in mythology, they will say that Hades came and actually kidnapped Persephone and took her to the underworld, okay? That is not true, reflection. You know how twin flames are. What is a twin flame for everyone who don't know? Twin flame is basically one soul that was created, but it was split into 2. Not a soulmate. That's totally different. A soulmate is like you got one cloth, baby, and you cut them into a whole bunch of pieces, but it's still from the same cloth, baby. I'm still from the same cloth, reflection, okay? So this is what a soulmate is. Twin flames, that's one. They just split, baby. They just keep positive and negative. Doesn't mean it's good or bad. It just means they are off doing 2 totally different things, but it still means the same mission. Do you get what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's keep it going. So Hades, of course, never kidnapped Persephone. Persephone was literally created for Hades, and Hades was literally created for Persephone. They were going to meet regardless. Reflection. That's like the twin flames and the magnets. You may not meet this lifetime, but baby, you gonna meet, okay? So with that being said, reflection, they were destined to meet. That goes back to Demeter. If you listen at the story about Demeter, who is Demeter? Demeter is the goddess of let me give you some visuals, reflection, because I'm just over here talking like y'all know who I'm talking about. And they was like, we do. What you talking about, reflection? We know who you talking about. Terethia. Okay. So, who is Demeter? Let me show you Demeter, baby. And let me tell you, Demeter don't play in her Demeter. Do you hear what I'm saying? That's where the word come from. She didn't play no games when it came to Persephone. She made sure Hades wasn't getting nowhere near. He was going to work to get to Persephone. She wasn't playing that. She said, no, y'all, she ain't going down there with the other gods and the goddesses, baby. Persephone, you get over there in your little corner, baby. I got you a little section. You get what I'm saying? Got you a little section of shit. You ain't going down there because that magnet made you strong, baby. Y'all may get the attracting, baby. She didn't want her daughter to go down in the bottom and not where the girls get naked. She didn't want her to go to the underworld. She didn't want her to go to the darkness, baby. Keep in mind, Persephone is the goddess of spring. What happens in spring? Things bloom, reflection. The flowers come out, reflection. Okay, so with that being said, it made sense. It didn't, but it did. It made, not to Persephone. Persephone didn't understand, overstand, understand, over there stand. She didn't stand none of that, baby. She didn't understand why her mom wouldn't let her go and be with the other gods. And the goddess, she's like, why am I isolated? Why am I isolated? Okay, keep in mind, Zeus is her father as well. So Demeter is her mother, who we have right here. And Zeus, the god of all gods, the god of the sky, he is her father. Okay, so so you see the force. You get what I'm saying? So Persephone had no problem voicing her opinion about not wanting to be in that box that Demeter had for her, but Demeter didn't give a damn about that. You think Demeter cared? Do you think Demeter was finna risk her sweet Persephone, baby, going down to the bottom with Hades? She said, I see your face and I understand you. Cry me a river. I see all of that, baby. But you finna keep your ass in there. You ain't finna go down to the bottom, because I know what forces is here to attract you. You get what I'm saying? Reflection. Okay, so Demeter already knew. She already knew. So let me give you a visual who Persephone is. Okay. There we go, baby. Shout out to Persephone. Okay, so Persephone is the goddess. Not only that, she is the goddess of the underworld. Okay, well, really, there are no goddesses in the underworld. There's ladies. Okay, so she is the lady of the underworld. And not only is she the lady of the underworld, she is also the goddess of spring. As above, so below. How did Persephone get both of those roles? Reflection. How is she lady of the underworld and goddess of spring? So that's how we actually get our seasons from Persephone. Let me show you reflection. Persephone came through shaking up shit. That's why they kept her up in that reflection, because they knew. They knew as soon as they let her out, baby. They knew as soon as they let Persephone out, she was gonna get the shaking up shit. Okay, that's why Demeter kept her in that little box, baby. She said, no, you and Hades gonna get together shaking up shit. See, you don't know about Hades. Demeter had been putting Persephone on game. At least she thought she was. Okay, you know what they say, the more you talk bad, the more it'll attract. Okay, so anyway, she was warning her of Hades. She was like, no, you get what I'm saying, Hades. She never told her that Hades was her twin. She never told her that her and Hades were like, had a soul bound to each other. They were going to come together. It was in the fates, baby. Okay, so with that being said, reflection, she used to always say negative things about Hades. So she had already put it in Persephone mental. Don't fuck with him. That is the god of the underworld, the god of the dead, the god of destruction. He just tearing up shit. Don't fuck with him, Persephone. You are a flower. Okay, that's what Demeter said. Okay, so that's where we get our seasons from. As you can see, we have spring, we have summer, we have autumn, and we have winter. Now, winter, that's a whole nother subject, but I say that for another video because we'll be here all day. Okay, so what does that have to do with anything, Taretha? What do Persephone and Hades got to do with spring, winter, summer, autumn, or fall? Okay, they say you threw one in there. So it has a lot to do with everything. Keep in mind, didn't I tell you Demeter wasn't playing about Persephone? Okay, so when they finally did meet up, because he didn't kidnap them. But he did trick her though. He tricked her ass, reflection. You know, keep in mind, he likes to play tricks, but it's not really a trick if it's just set up there and you may fall into it. It's called illusion. He is the god of illusions as well. So it's not that he's tricking you. You may just fall into that illusion. And that's what happened with Persephone a little bit. And she had to complete certain tasks just like we do. Think about your life right now. Think about your soul contract. You have to complete certain tasks to get to knowing who you are. And as you complete these certain tasks, you will find more about self. You will grow throughout these certain tasks, throughout these certain pathways, throughout your lifetime. You get what I'm saying? It was the same way with Persephone. The gods, the goddesses, they have to go through trials. They have to go, in order for them to have a testimony, They have to experience reflection. They have to experience. Okay, so it was no different with Persephone. So she literally had to experience. Keep in mind, they were made for each other. Okay, even though just think about it, they're opposites. He is the god of the underworld. Okay, where they say nothing grows, which isn't true, but they say nothing grows down there. She is the goddess of spring, when everything transforms, when everything blossoms, when nature comes out. Okay, it's coming out. Persephone. Okay, but keep in mind, when she went to the underworld, Demeter was not happy. Demeter was, when I tell you Demeter got the shaking up shit, Demeter is the goddess of vegetation. Demeter is what keep it going. Without Demeter, the farmers can't farm, which means the farmers can't farm, they can't eat. If they can't eat it, this shit is tragic, right? It's tragic down here. Reflection. Did you hear what I'm saying? Okay, so Demeter, she didn't care about that, though. Demeter said y'all didn't care. Somebody should have told Persephone. Then she was supposed to go down in the bottom, baby. And I ain't talking about where the girls getting it, because I've been telling her ever since she was little about Hades. How did they still end it up? Who let her out, baby? How she get out of there? Is she what she got in her? She's kind of rebellious. What's the rebellious zodiac sign? I don't know, but that must have been Persephone. Okay, so with that being said, reflection. Demeter stopped everything. Demeter stopped everything. What do I mean? Demeter, she's the goddess of vegetation. So when Persephone went down to the bottom, Demeter stopped everything, which means everything died almost. Nothing would grow. So if nothing is growing, how are the gods and the goddesses going to get their offerings? How are the people going to prosper, baby? What is you doing, Demeter? You in your emotions, baby. Demeter said all the way in them. Okay. So with that being said, a lot of stories, if you go back through mythology, they will say that Persephone ate a pomegranate, baby. They always want to whip and work something. That's just like a story. When somebody tell a story, they gonna add them a little something in there, baby. Add them a little something in there. So they said, reflection, that she ate a pomegranate seed, and a pomegranate off the pomegranate plant down in the underworld. And they say if you eat anything in the underworld, then you are not allowed to come back. You get what I'm saying? But if you cross that line, you ain't allowed to come back anyway, reflection. Okay, they don't switch. You get what I'm saying? They don't jump over here, then jump over there, then spears jumping over here and jumping over there. If it's organization as above, it's over organization as below. Think about what would happen if the realms, you get what I'm saying, was going back and forth. If they could just literally go from as above, so below. You get what I'm saying, reflection? You have to have order around this motherfucker. Okay, anyway, with that being said, reflection, I'm finna jump off subject. Okay, so Demeter was angry. Demeter was upset. Okay, so she eventually figured out, hold on now. Zeus, you knew this shit. Zeus like shit, you knew this shit too, Demeter. So don't let them fool you in that story like Zeus made her. They were born for each other. This was going to happen regardless. It was in Persephone's destiny to, you get what I'm saying, walk this pathway. Regardless what her mother wanted for her, she was gonna walk this pathway. Do you hear what I'm saying to your reflection? So with that being said, the more Persephone got down there with Hades, the more, you get what I'm saying? It's just like you can't stand a motherfucker reflection. But the more you be around them, the more you seem to, you get what I'm saying? He was over there in that black and gold reflection, in that obsidian castle. He knew Persephone loved obsidian, baby. He knew Persephone likes obsidian. Okay, so with that being said, reflection, he taught her a lot. Not only that, he taught her a lot with her gifts. Okay, keep in mind, there is a whole garden of Persephone in the underworld. Sound like the Garden of Eden, don't it? As above, so below. Didn't I tell you, reflection? Keep it going though. So she actually created a whole garden down there. She actually beat the odds. She did what they said no one could do. They said nothing could grow in the underworld. Keep in mind, people think when you go to the underworld that it's just dark and gloomy. Keep in mind, it's easy to break and decode things up here because it's down there, reflection. A lot of these companies get their ideas from the underworld, reflection. Do you hear what I'm telling you? That's why it's so easy. That's why you see certain logos, even on cars, buildings, medical. We ain't finna get on this. Anything sweet, reflection, is coming from the ethers, reflection. That's why it's as above, so below. Okay, so you will notice that the more you start, you get what I'm saying? Just looking a little bit, reflection. Just look just a little bit and you will notice, hey, this company and this company and this company is because look where they're getting their source from, reflection. They're getting it from down in the bottom. And I ain't talking about where the girls get naked. Okay, so Hades has his hand in a lot of shit up here. Okay, the God, whoever you want to, Osiris, whatever name you want to know him by, he has his hand in a whole lot of shit as above. Do you hear what I'm saying, reflection? Keep in mind, where are all the gold, all the riches, all the jewels, where is it? It's under, they digging underground, reflection. Okay, when you go in the ocean, reflection, it's some beyond the ocean, reflection. Those volcanoes, reflection, that leads up to Tartarus, reflection, that leads to the ethers, reflection. He has his hand, reflection, and a lot of stuff as above, so below. So they don't see Hades a lot. They don't see Osiris a lot. They don't see whoever the god of the underworld. You get what I'm saying? They don't see him because he don't have to come up here. They go down their reflection. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? This is a very real thing, okay? They're saying as above, so below. It's far. The reach is far, okay? So with that being said, let's keep it going. So he taught her a lot because he knew a lot. He's very intelligent, very intelligent. Keep in mind, for you to have your hands in all this shit, reflection, he is very intelligent. He's a very ancient primordial being. Okay, so he taught her a lot, and he has been a god way longer than Persephone, baby. So Persephone was out here making, you get what I'm saying? Persephone, she was rebellious. You get what I'm saying? She had been not caged away, but isolated from who she really was and who she was really supposed to be. So just like you, reflection, when you are learning your gifts, when you are perfecting your gifts, it takes mistakes, it takes experience, it takes different things. And he was literally just there guiding her. He don't, people gonna always, it's always a motherfucker in the background want to tell you about who you are, reflection, and they never met you. They never heard. They going off who said, what they cousins, mama said. You get what I'm saying, reflection? They going off all that, and they ain't never seen you one day on this planet, okay? Or on Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Capricorn, none of that, reflection. I ain't see you over there on none of them. Okay, so with that being said, reflection, he's not concerned with the image that's being put out there about him. Okay, because keep in mind, he has his hands in everything. The biggest trick he had was what, reflection? Make you think that he didn't exist while you walking into those very same establishments. Okay, so we're talking about the god of the underworld. We're talking about Persephone. Okay, so with that being said, reflection, he taught her a lot. That's actually her and Hecate a lot. Okay, that is the goddess of witchcraft. Okay, she has her own little section right beside Persephone's garden because she actually helped Persephone to perfect her craft. Okay, and when I say she perfected it, she perfected it, reflection. And when she found out who she really was as a goddess, reflection, it was like that happy, sad moment. Like, what? Oh, okay. I see why you locked me away or isolated me. But at the same time, you should have told me. Okay. Because she could have been perfecting her gifts all along. But all of this was a part of the destiny. It was part of the pathway. Okay. Reflection. So it was like they were growing with each other. Not only was Hades teaching her discipline, not discipline as what they think on this planet, discipline with her magic, reflection. She was teaching him love, because that's what spring is all about. That is what that time is all about. It is about love. So you see how that twin thing comes in at the same time, reflection. With a twin flame, y'all are mirroring each other. Y'all are going to teach each other. You get what I'm saying? Y'all may not get along. They one down, they getting along all the time. Reflection almost tore the underworld down. Reflection, Hecate had to come and tell her, hold on, it was just illusions. It was just illusionary magic. It wasn't for real. It wasn't for real. Okay? Because there's a place in the underworld. Remember, it's different ways to torture people, reflection. So it's different things, different sections in the underworld. Okay, and there's this part in the underworld that it deals with illusionary magic. Keep in mind, why wouldn't it? This is the person that's over the rim is the god of illusions. So he has this place where he used your weaknesses, your worst fears, those things you try to suppress and bring them back, reflection. Literally, they can be certain people's punishment. But what they don't tell you, when you go through the underworld and you reincarnate, especially if you got that code, reflection, it's helping you to not make those same mistakes over again in the next lifetime. Okay, so with that being said, after you leave up on out of that reflection, reincarnate, I bet you'll get what I'm saying, get it together the next lifetime. So with that being said, reflection, he's very needed. Okay, so with this being said, they has come to an agreement. And because Demeter wasn't letting up, baby. Demeter was not letting up. Demeter said, I don't care nothing about who in love, what they got to do with anything. Because at the end of the day, I'm finna cause destruction until Persephone come as above, baby. Fuck the below. Oops, excuse me. Okay. So with that being, that's how she said in Reflections of Me. Do it look like, look at Demeter. Do it look like Demeter is playing got it? She don't care nothing about none of that. Okay, she's ready to come to the underworld and say it down, baby. Okay, but she don't want to feel Zeus' wrath. But with that being said, Reflection. Nevertheless, so they ended up coming to an agreement where Persephone would rise. Okay, Persephone would rise. But not only that, Hades knew that Persephone really couldn't stay in the underworld full time. Why is that? This is when you know it's real love. They don't tell you this in the stories. Hades knew that the longer Persephone stayed in the underworld, that's why I say it's not good. Just because you got the chair, you said, put me 3 cubes, maybe 6 cubes of ice in here. I don't mind going to the bottom. I don't mind jumping in my root chakra if I got to. But that's cool, Reflection. But make sure you don't stay in the darkness too long, because it will literally consume you and you will become the darkness. Okay, and Hades knew that. And keep in mind, Persephone is the goddess of spring. She's the goddess of blossom. She's the goddess of the light. You get what I'm saying, Reflection? So her being, the longer she's in the underworld, the more it will literally consume her. Okay, so he loved her that much to even, you get what I'm saying? Because technically they were bound by the fates. It didn't have to be that way. You get what I'm saying, Reflection? They could have just went to war. They could have just went to war. And Demeter, as you can see, she was, are you ready? Demeter was ready, baby. She was ready, okay, with the nymphs and everything. Demeter said, what's up? Okay, she said, you want to play Hades? You get your souls and I'm going to get my nymphs and we going to get what you want to do. Okay, so I'm not going to play with Meter. But I'm not going to play with Demeter. Okay, so short. Okay, so it's just short. Okay, so anyways, Reflection. With that being said, Hades loved her that much to know that she couldn't always stay in the darkness because it would literally consume her. So that's why she was able to be half and half. She was able to be the goddess of spring, the goddess of new beginnings, and still be the lady of the underworld. Okay, Reflection. So half of the year she actually goes to the underworld, and the other half she comes back with Demeter, and Demeter is very happy. So Demeter is like, okay, I guess you'll get what I'm saying. I guess I straighten this shit up right here, Reflection. Okay, so Persephone, remember I told you in the beginning, Persephone's name, it wasn't Persephone. This is actually Persephone's original name. This is Latin for Persephone. And if you go and you look up this particular poem, Reflection, it's basically telling you about everything that I'm kind of telling you. Okay, Reflection, in so many other words. But keep in mind, it's kind of hard to understand certain stories when someone else is telling that story, when someone else is telling your story. So with that being said, Reflection, until I see you, Ashe.